Hello and good Sunday afternoon, everybody. My name is Mr. G, your meteorologist, and welcome to this weather channel as we talk about some severe weather that I'm expecting to take place across the southern plains this afternoon and into the nighttime hours tonight. We are still looking at our storm that brought record conditions across Southern California. We've had a record blizzard across Southern California where feet fell across the mountains in a 4 to 5 foot range. So we saw tremendous amounts of snow across the mountains of Southern California and as much as 14 inches of rain across the LA area. LA received more rain for one storm than they typically receive in an entire year. So we're looking at historic rainfall amounts as well as historic snowfall amounts. So what's next for that storm that came across Southern California? Well, as we can see right here on our map, let's go back. Now you can see this area of low pressure right here over Arizona. That is going to move across New Mexico and across portions of Oklahoma and Texas. And that is going to be bringing severe weather this afternoon and evening with this very powerful jet stream in place and this storm taking on a negative tilt. And a negative tilt means that a storm is intensifying and we have lots of wind shear in the low level and the mid level. So we see in the low levels of the atmosphere, we have a southwesterly flow coming into the southern plains. But then off the Gulf of Mexico, we have a flow that's coming in across the southeast. And these two currents are crossing each other, creating a spin in the atmosphere. And when we see that cross section, that is called shear. So we're seeing a lot of shear. So that is going to lead to some severe thunderstorms. And we also have very cold and dry air placed across New Mexico. And as this cold air and this warm, moist air coming off the Gulf of Mexico collides and interact, we're going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms erupt, and that is going to be leading to a derecho situation. And again, we have our negatively tilted trough, and that negatively tilting means that it is intensifying. And when we see the trough kind of bow out toward the southeast like that, and the low set back in the corner, that's called bowing. So we're going to be seeing that negative tilt. So that upper level low peaks is going to peak in intensity, and we're going to be also seeing high vertical wind shear, which is what we're seeing with this storm, and it's going to produce severe weather outbreaks. So a very big severe weather outbreak is going to be possible across sections of Oklahoma and North Texas this evening. And what we're going to be seeing is that severe weather threat is going to be quite significant to almost extreme over here across Oklahoma, through Oklahoma City, Tulsa, to near Joplin, down here near Wichita Falls in Texas. As far south as Abilene and Dallas could see the possibility of severe weather extending as far north as Quincy, Illinois, where we could see the potential for severe weather. But it's in this dark, these two shades of red and this purple here is where we're going to be seeing the most instability and the best chance for that severe weather this evening that is going to be leading to that derecho. So we're going to have that significant severe weather across the plains tonight. And we're going to be seeing derecho. Now, what is a derecho? A derecho is a line of thunderstorms which contains widespread. These are long-lived. They can travel across the land for thousands of miles and extend at least 1,000 miles in length. So we're going to be seeing widespread, long-lived wind event associated with severe thunderstorms, and the wind damage at least 58 miles an hour across a 400-mile swath, which is a pretty wide area where we could be seeing those severe winds. And 70% of all derechos occur during May to August. So this is a rare opportunity to see a derecho in the winter. But that is what we're dealing with right now, ladies and gentlemen. The potential for a derecho in late February. Here is what one would look like. You will see your line of thunderstorms, and you're going to be seeing what happens when you see what's called a bow echo. Is when the storm bows out. It looks like a bow in a bow and arrow, and you will see that is to have straight line winds coming from high up in the atmosphere, and that air is pulled down by heavy rain and hail, and that heavy rain and hail pulls down very cold air from the upper levels of the atmosphere, and when that air hits the ground, it fans out. It gets pushed outward by the forward progression of our storm, and that creates those 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts you can see on the ground. They are often confused with tornadoes. Derechos can produce tornadoes down along the southern tip or the northern tip. Usually on the ends of the storms, they can produce tornadoes in those regions, but they're not usually strong tornadoes that they can produce. So here are, as we take a look at our tornado threat tonight, we're going to be seeing that potential for at least EF2 or greater tornadoes around Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and North Texas, near Abilene and Wichita Falls, McLean, Childress. We're going to be seeing that potential for those tornadoes tonight. And we're going to also have that potential for damaging wind, which is especially going to be there with our derecho, where we can see winds in excess of 75 miles per hour through primarily central Oklahoma, but that could affect parts of North Texas, Kansas, Missouri, and Illinois as well. So we have that potential for seeing the effects of that derecho this evening. And we're going to also see large hail. We're going to see 2-inch plus diameter hail. So we often call hail that large as gorilla hail. Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas are famous for having gorilla hail in these thunderstorms. These are going to be those towering thunderstorms with the huge ambles and those twisting mesos underneath the bottom of the storm, where you can see that twisting cloud that spins underneath. You often see that in storm chasing videos. There's going to be a lot of work for these guys this evening. Some of that severe weather can extend through the upper Midwest as well. We're talking through Illinois, Indiana, and through portions of Ohio tomorrow. We won't quite see the severity that we're going to be seeing this evening down in Oklahoma, but the potential exists for severe weather tomorrow afternoon across parts of the upper Midwest, and we're going to be seeing that line of severe thunderstorms coming through central Oklahoma right about 8 o'clock this evening. And we're going to also be seeing some winter weather. We don't want to leave out the winter weather. We can see a little bit of freezing rain across the upper Midwest through the Great Lakes area, so Michigan, Wisconsin, and eastern Minnesota. We can see a little bit of freezing rain, less than a 10 of an inch primarily, but portions of central Wisconsin and central Michigan can see up to a quarter of an inch of freezing rain. So we know that causes a lot of problems on the roadways, can lead to some power outages and broken trees and broken power lines. So please be very careful in that region. And we have our winter weather advisory in place across the upper Midwest this evening. And Wisconsin, we're going to be seeing a winter storm warning down here near Eau Claire and Toma. So west central Wisconsin, we can see that potential for a winter storm warning. So a little bit of snow is going to be possible across the northeast as we head from Sunday into Wednesday. We could be seeing about 3 to 5 inches of rain of snow across portions of the northeast as well. Boston can pick up a little bit of snow as they have had an extreme snow drought, so they could pick up about an inch or so of snow in the coming week. So that is a look at your weather forecast as we get ready for this next round of severe weather across the southern plains, and a little bit of wintry weather in the northeast, the Great Lakes, and the upper Midwest tomorrow and into Tuesday. But it will Won't see much in the way of precipitation totals, but we will see enough to make road conditions a little bit a hassle and kind of slippery. My name is Mr. G. Leave your likes, comments, and subscribe, and follow on TikTok, and have a great evening.